Okay, today is Friday. If I can get unwound here, trying out my. I've got a different camera I'm using right now. It's a Logitech that I've got sitting on a pole over here to the side. Give it a whirl today. It should have a little more clarity. I can look up at it up there, or I can see what's going on here. So I'm doing both. I'll be back and forth back here to see what we can do on our talk today. I was wanting to submit something here. There was a submittal done by Mr. Matskin, Bruce, as per the judge had ordered, and to show cause for not showing up as required by the federal judge. And he did get that submittal in, and we were able to look at it. From what I could see, it hit all the points that needed to be hit. Give a little background about everything that's going on around the case and why he was worried about showing up. I know that others on their channel have went over the same paperwork and give their views. And, of course, everybody's going to give the slanted on the way that they feel. But the actual paperwork was gone over verbatim by Lisa night before last, and I thought she explained it very well. And like I say, I think it was well done by Bruce, and it was submitted in a timely manner, and I don't think the judge should have too much problem understanding what happened. Now, that's not going to take away from the fact that he did violate a judge's order. And there will be some kind of a sanction. I'm almost positive on it. I don't know why there wouldn't be. Even with all excuses, they're going to say last minute is no excuse, or the same as no excuse. I don't know how all these things work in the court, and I don't know how the judges look at it and how much leniency they'll show one way or the other, because understandably, this guy, he crosses the T's and dots the I's, and I think he's going to want to do something. And let's hope that it isn't too far, out in left field somewhere. Let's hope it's reasonable for what happened, and the fact that he can look at Bruce's submittal. Like I say, I hope I hope he's an understanding judge. Let's put it that way. And my hats off to Bruce for being so thorough. Man, I'll tell you, he did as far as I'm concerned, he did a good job on it. And I have to pat him on the back for that. Now, I'm not a lawyer, obviously. My whole intent around there is I wanted to make sure that Michelle and John are able to lead a normal life like the rest of us do, and that they'll be able to travel back and forth, whether it's the grocery store or trading post uptown or post office, or even just going outside of their gate without somebody following them or imposing on them in some way. It's just not fair to put a family through that. And everybody's got all their reasons why they think that everything Jeremy has done is fair. Well, that's the way you feel. That's the way you feel. By this time, I can't change your mind, nor am I going to try. The only thing is that I can see that there's a lot of people out there that don't have compassion. And it's really too bad. I thought there was more Christians out there than what there seemingly is, and I may be wrong. Only the Lord knows where they really are or aren't, and it's not my place to judge them, but I'll certainly avoid them at all costs. I don't want to be around people like that. A lot of them have acted pretty despicable. And some of them come in here and ask a question. If I give them an answer, they get real smart-alecky about it back. That's no good. I don't go on your channels and call you names and act up either. So I expect you to behave yourself when you come on mine. If you want to leave a comment and it makes sense, it'll certainly be there. And if you come on there just doing nothing but trying to be a troll, chances are I'll remove it, or you'll probably get stacked up with a dozen answers you don't like. I don't mind opinion that's not mine, okay? It's just that I want you to have an open mind, so that if I give you a real answer, a stock answer that makes sense, I would like you to at least acknowledge that part of it. We can agree to disagree on most things. So please don't worry about coming in and giving me your version. Just make sure you're not snotty about it and that you haven't closed your mind. I've had a little trouble with this, trying to use this camera that I've got here for this. I don't know what the problem is. I've got it hooked directly into my computer right now, so it seems to be operating right now. For all of you out there, I'm going to try to get up here tomorrow, and hopefully I've got something to talk about. I'm not going to go live again tomorrow. It'll just be a video like I'm doing today. Today's a short one, just to keep things going. I'm assuming that tomorrow night Lisa will be on there. I don't think she's going to be on there tonight. I don't think there's anything earth-shattering that anybody will be going over that I'm aware of. But I would think on Saturday she'll probably be back, and you're more than welcome to come over there and listen to her. She's got plenty on there. Bruce did submit some stuff, and we had it last night on there at the. I say we, I had nothing to do with it, but Lisa did show you the paperwork that was submitted to the judge last night. Has to do with. Well, just go in there and look at it. Make you wonder a little bit. Maybe you'll go over to the channel and get your eyes open. And if you're worried about having to watch it for 4 or 5 hours, all you got to do is put your take your mouse, take the arrow, and just go across the bottom of it till you see paperwork come up on the screen. Let go of the mouse, the left click, and you'll see the paperwork. That's the document that went back in for the judge, and that only takes a few minutes to read through it. And see, you'll have all that information, and you can put it up here if you wish. Hopefully you can see enough and hear enough that you understand what's going on. Other than that, I don't know what else to say. Prayers out there for Thomas and Marty. I hope Thomas is doing fine. His leg looked pretty brutal the night before last when he showed it to us. And Marty's having trouble swallowing. I hope that they figured out what's wrong with him, and I hope he's on the mend. In any case, take a few minutes out and pray for the two of them. And when I'm talking about Thomas Collins and his friend there, Marty. So, also I noticed in the chat, Tisa was feeling pretty rough. Please pray for her. She's on a lot of the different channels out there, and she's kind of a bright light out there. I don't think she has anything bad to say about anything about anybody out there. She comes in and greets everybody, and is very enthusiastic, and she needs your prayers. She doesn't feel too good. So I don't know what else we can talk about today. Probably nothing. I am messing around with my car back there. The low pressure light came on, so I got to figure out what's going on there. The tires are only a couple years old, so I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Matter of fact, there isn't hardly any miles on them. Maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles at the most. So it's a SUV. We use it for shopping, and then if we're going to travel any distance at all, we get in it and go. You wouldn't believe it, but that little car back there, it's a Lincoln. It's an MKX, and it's all-wheel drive. That thing has 79,000, less than 100 over the 79,000 some odd miles, but less than 79,100. We bought it before retirement, almost a year before I retired. And the reason we bought it was to pull it behind a motorhome. Believe it or not, that car can be pulled 4 wheels on the ground. You don't have to put it on a dolly, anything like that. So that was the big reason for it, is we wanted to see a lot of places in the United States, and we were able to do that, and we were able to do it with that car right there. And then it ended up being our main car, I don't know, probably 10 years ago. We've always had some pretty nice sedans, and the last one we got doesn't ride as nice, believe it or not, as this one. It's just, one of these days I'll set it in here and show it to you. It doesn't have too many miles. We haven't used it much. Yeah, it's a nice enough car. I did go in and have some different tires. The stock tires that were on them was those no flat tires, or whatever, run flat. And they made the car ride like a lumber wagon. And we went ahead and put some good Michelins on there. And it made a big difference in the way it rides, and it cut a lot of the sound out as well. So if you buy a new car, my advice is don't put those run flats on there. They're miserable. They don't last very long, and they're hard on your suspension. I thought that it had blown my rear shocks, and rear shocks are on that car around $1,000 or $1,200 a piece, I think it is. And so I started looking things up, and I figured out that more than likely, because of the way the tires push so hard against the shock so quickly, it might have been bypassing the seals on the shocks in there. And I really didn't want to spend that kind of money on replacing both shocks. So with the new tires, it seems to be acting okay. It doesn't get those sudden quick jolts that can throw bypass seals now. Anyway, I guess, but it just handles better. Like I say, less noise and the whole works. So I don't know. I was disappointed in it. Matter of fact, I don't know of too many cars out there right now that are what you call easy riding car. They drive okay. It's just that they're built more for younger people. I mean, the doggone thing, it's a Cadillac, and it has a sport section on it. Whoever heard of a Cadillac with a sport section? I mean, you're supposed to buy those because you want to kick back and take it easy going down the road. You don't want to feel every bump, or you're not going to race it. That's not what it's built for, but oh well. Just one of those things, I guess. I think I've went past the point to be able to enjoy some of the modern conveniences out there that don't seem much convenience anymore. It's kind of like our dishwasher. I had to buy a new one last year, and it doesn't have a real drying cycle in it. In other words, the heating element won't turn on when it's over with to dry your dishes. And the door pops open about an inch, and steam comes rolling out. And that steam, you're supposed to leave it like that for 20 minutes before you unload your dishes. And they're supposed to be dry. Well, if you don't use rinse off or something like that in there, it won't be dry. It'll be wet. The government standards have killed our conveniences. And it's kind of like the washer. Because they don't want to use as much water, it limits the amount of water that can come out or be in the tub at any one time. And you could stop it and try to put more water in it. It'll just drain it out. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. But, hey, I guess it's so we can save money somehow. I don't know how, because you end up having to run it through more cycles, almost a whole complete cycle. You just leave the soap and stuff out so that you don't get soap up in there again. It's hard to get soap back out on these new wash machines. And we use HE. It's an HE machine, HE soap we use. I'll tell you, this is really getting bad. And I put a faucet. Well, the first one I didn't put in. I had a plumber come out and put new faucets in the showers and new fixtures in the sinks. And the fixtures in the sink seemed to be okay, but the showers dribbled. They really don't throw out much water no matter what we did. So went in and I bought another shower head just to see what's going on with it. And there's a thing in there that restricts it so bad that unless you have about 100 pounds pressure on it, which would kill your plumbing, it would bust all over the place, it don't want to come out of the head very well. So I took all that apart and put it all back together, except I took everything out except for a screen strainer. Put it all back together and it works fine. There again, there was another standard in there to limit the amount of water that comes out per minute. There again, things are really getting out of hand. And yet you could still buy a shower that has a dozen heads in it. They call it a spring shower. Has an open head on it. And it'll throw gallons per minute of water on you like a waterfalls. And there's no problem with that. It's okay because they give it a different name. But for the normal one you're going to put in your house, they put these restrictors in it that you have to pull out. There again, like I say, the dumbest thing I ever heard of. Well, with that, I'm going to call it a day. Talk to you later. As John would say, ta-ta, everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed this short version. It doesn't have anything much in it. Oh, tomorrow I'm going to tell you a little bit about that chocolate cake, too, that I told you earlier in the week that my wife was making. It lasted about 4 days, I guess, all total. And the last piece was as good as the first piece. But I want to tell you a little something about the cake itself, why it's so good. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'll be out here tomorrow, hopefully. It won't be a live show, just another video like this one.